The 1982 United Kingdom 20 pence coin is a historically significant piece of modern British currency that marked a major milestone in the evolution of the nation's coinage system during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Introduced in 1982, it was the very first time a 20 pence denomination was officially issued and circulated in the United Kingdom. Before its release, the British monetary system had already undergone a major transformation in 1971, when decimalization replaced the centuries-old pounds, shillings, and pence system with a decimal-based structure, where 100 new pence equaled £1 sterling. The introduction of the 20 pence coin, more than a decade later, was part of a strategy to bridge the gap between the 10 pence and 50 pence coins in daily transactions, providing a convenient intermediate denomination for both consumers and businesses. This coin quickly became an essential part of everyday commerce, used widely in vending machines, parking meters, retail shops, and public transportation, and it played a major role in streamlining cash handling across the country. The coin's design, size, and shape were carefully chosen to ensure easy identification by touch and sight. The 1982 20p coin was the first seven-sided, equilateral heptagon coin of its denomination, measuring approximately 21.4 mm in diameter and weighing 5 grams. Its distinctive heptagonal shape, with rounded corners, allowed it to be quickly differentiated from other coins and ensured compatibility with existing coin-operated machines, a crucial factor at the time of its introduction. Made of a cupro-nickel alloy composed of 84% copper and 16% nickel, it displayed a silvery appearance with good resistance to wear and corrosion, making it durable enough for heavy circulation over decades. On the obverse front side of the coin, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II was featured, reflecting her status as the reigning monarch. The 1982 issue bore the second definitive portrait of the Queen, designed by Arnold Machen, which had been introduced in 1968 and remained in use on British coinage until 1984. In this portrait, the Queen is depicted wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, facing right, with her regal profile framed by the surrounding legend, Elizabeth II DG. Reg. F.D. 1982. The inscription is an abbreviated Latin phrase meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, which is a traditional style of monarchic titles used on British coins. The reverse back side of the 1982 20 pence coin was designed by the distinguished artist and engraver William Gardner. It features a crown Tudor rose at its center, a symbol deeply rooted in English history that represents unity between the houses of York and Lancaster after the Wars of the Roses. Above the rose, the denomination is inscribed as 20 pence, with the words curving along the upper edge of the coin, while the numeral 20 is positioned prominently below the rose. The design is balanced, symmetrical, and elegant, reflecting a blend of traditional heraldic symbolism with modern numismatic aesthetics. The introduction of this coin was not just a matter of design but also a result of economic and social considerations during the early 1980s. The United Kingdom, under the government of Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, was undergoing significant economic reforms, with an emphasis on modernizing infrastructure and improving financial efficiency. A 20 pence coin provided a practical solution for reducing the number of lower-value coins needed in transactions and enhanced the convenience of handling money in everyday life. Prior to its release, the Royal Mint conducted extensive public consultations, trials, and awareness campaigns. To ensure smooth adoption of this new denomination, millions of leaflets and public notices were distributed, explaining the coin's size, shape, and purpose, to avoid confusion during its launch. Mintage figures for 1982 were relatively high, as it was a new denomination intended for mass circulation. Approximately 740 million 20 pence coins were struck in that inaugural year, making it widely available across England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Because of this substantial mintage, the 1982 20p coin is not considered rare in general circulation, though uncirculated examples and those in pristine mint condition graded as MS, or mint state, in numismatic terms, can hold higher value among collectors, especially if they come with their original presentation packs or are part of Royal Mint sets. In terms of collectability and value, the 1982 20 pence coin holds more historical than intrinsic monetary worth in circulated condition. Most circulated coins are worth only their face value of 20p, or slightly more to collectors who seek to complete their decimal coin sets. However, uncirculated and proof versions, especially those graded highly by professional coin grading services, can command higher prices depending on the demand. Proof versions from 1982 were struck with exceptional quality using specially polished dies and were typically included in collectors' proof sets rather than issued for everyday spending. An interesting feature of the 1982 20 pence coin is its legal tender status. At the time of its release, the Royal Mint specified that 20 pence coins could be used as legal tender for amounts up to £10. This meant that while shops and businesses would generally accept them in normal transactions, they were not obliged to accept unlimited quantities of them in settlement of larger debts. This is a standard practice in UK coinage to ensure that no single denomination overwhelms cash transactions. Over the decades, the 1982 design continued in circulation largely unchanged until 2008, when the Royal Mint introduced a new reverse design by Matthew Dent as part of a broader redesign of British coinage. However, the original 1982 version remains an iconic piece for collectors because it represents the first ever 20 pence coin issued in the United Kingdom, making it historically important for the decimal series. The coin's long-lasting presence in British commerce also means that many people born in the 1980s and 1990s remember it as a common part of their daily pocket change. From a numismatic perspective, the 1982 20p coin is an essential addition to any serious collection of British decimal coins. It represents the start of a new denomination, carries the well-regarded Machin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, and reflects the economic and cultural climate of early 1980s Britain. Collectors often look for coins in different conditions: circulated, showing wear from use, brilliant uncirculated, BU, struck to a higher standard and showing no signs of wear, and proof, mirror-like, specially struck. The Royal Mint issued special presentation sets in 1982, and these are considered more valuable today. There are no widely reported errors or misstrikes for the 1982 issue comparable to the famous 2008 undated 20p error, which gained much media attention due to a missing date on some coins that year. The 1982 coins are generally consistent in their design and minting, which adds to their historical integrity. In conclusion, the 1982 United Kingdom 20 pence coin is far more than just a piece of metal with monetary value. It is a reflection of a period of transition, innovation, and modernization in British history. Its introduction simplified financial transactions, influenced everyday commerce, and became a familiar element of British pockets and purses for generations. For collectors and historians alike, it stands as a symbol of the evolution of the UK's decimal coinage and a testament to the careful planning and artistry of the Royal Mint during Queen Elizabeth II's long reign. The 2002 United Kingdom 20 pence coin represents an important continuation of the decimal coinage system that was established in the early 1970s, maintaining the same design and structure first introduced for this denomination in 1982, while also reflecting the enduring reign of Queen Elizabeth II and the economic, cultural, and technological context of the early 21st century United Kingdom. By 2002, the 20 pence coin had already been in circulation for 2 decades, proving itself as one of the most practical and widely used denominations in everyday commerce, bridging the transactional gap between the smaller 10 pence and the larger 50 pence coins. The 20p coin facilitated convenient payments for small goods, public transport fares, vending machines, car parking meters, and various low-cost services that were commonly used by millions of people across England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The 2002 issue, though not rare in circulation, carries significance as part of the ongoing series of heptagonal 20 pence coins that maintained the same core design before the major reverse redesign in 2008, and it reflects a year in British history marked by social stability, gradual economic growth, and the Queen's Golden Jubilee celebrations, which commemorated her 50 years on the throne. The technical specifications of the 2002 20 pence coin adhered to the standard that had been in place since the denomination's introduction. It was an equilateral curve heptagon, 7-sided coin with rounded edges, designed to be both distinctive and machine-readable, ensuring smooth operation in coin handling devices. The coin measured 21.4 millimeters in diameter, weighed 5 grams, and had a thickness of approximately 1.7 millimeters. It was minted in cupro-nickel, composed of 84% copper and 16% nickel, giving it a silvery appearance with good resistance to tarnishing and wear, enabling it to survive many years in circulation without significant deterioration. This alloy, widely used in British coins of the late 20th and early 21st centuries, balanced durability with cost-effectiveness. On the obverse front of the coin, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II was the third definitive portrait used on British coinage, designed by the sculptor Raphael Makhlouf. This portrait had been introduced in 1985 and remained on coins until 1997, but the 2002 coin did not feature it. Instead, it bore the fourth definitive portrait of the Queen, created by Ian Rank Broadley, which had been introduced in 1998 and was used until 2015. This portrait is notable for its realistic, less idealized representation of the monarch, with more emphasis on maturity and dignity. The Queen faces right, wearing the "Girls of Great Britain and Ireland" tiara, and the inscription surrounding the effigy reads, Elizabeth II e.g. Reg. FD 2002, meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, a traditional formula of royal titles used in Britain. The year of minting, 2002, is placed at the bottom of this legend, indicating its year of issue. The reverse back of the coin, as in all pre-2008 20 pence coins, featured the heraldic Tudor rose design by William Gardner. The rose, a symbol of unity dating back to the end of the Wars of the Roses, 15th century, was crowned to signify the sovereignty of the monarch and the unity of the United Kingdom. The words, 20 pence, are arched above the rose, while the numeral, 20, is placed below it, clearly showing the denomination. This reverse design, simple yet historically resonant, was one of the most recognizable British coin motifs for over 2 decades and became a familiar sight to the public. The 2002 issue carried no special commemorative marks or privy symbols despite 2002 being the year of the Queen's Golden Jubilee. Instead, special commemorative coins for the Jubilee were issued in other denominations such as the £5 crown. The mintage of the 2002 20 pence coin was substantial, as this was a regularly circulating denomination in high demand. While exact mintage figures vary according to source, it is estimated that tens of millions of these coins were produced by the Royal Mint at its Llantrisant facility in Wales to meet circulation needs. This high mintage makes the 2002 coin common in everyday use, and thus it is not considered rare or especially valuable in circulated condition. Most examples found in change are worth their face value of 20 pence, though uncirculated are brilliant uncirculated coins (BU), as well as proof specimens from official mint sets, carry a small premium for collectors. In numismatic terms, the 2002 20p coin is sought after mainly by those who collect every year of the decimal 20 pence series, or by collectors assembling complete year-by-year sets of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Its value in the collector's market depends largely on its condition. Coins that have been in circulation typically show signs of wear, such as surface scratches, loss of original luster, and slight smoothing of the edges, and thus fetch only nominal prices. However, coins preserved in brilliant uncirculated condition, often issued in annual mint sets or presentation packs, may be valued at slightly higher levels, particularly among those who desire pristine examples. Proof versions, struck with specially polished dies to produce a mirror-like finish, were included in 2002 proof sets and are more desirable for dedicated collectors. The legal tender status of the 20 pence coin in 2002 allowed it to be used for payments up to £10, consistent with standard UK legal tender guidelines for this denomination. This meant that while it was generally accepted in all retail transactions, creditors were not legally obligated to accept more than £10 worth of 20p coins when settling debts. From a historical perspective, the 2002 issue holds contextual significance because it was minted during the Queen's Golden Jubilee year, although not commemorative in its own design. The early 2000s in Britain were characterized by gradual economic growth, the introduction of the euro currency in several European nations, though not in the UK, and the increasing digitization of financial transactions. Despite the rise of card payments, coins like the 20p remained essential for everyday purchases, especially for low-value items and services where cash was still dominant. There are no famous or widely documented error coins for the 2002 issue, unlike the 2008 undated mule error which became a sensation among collectors and the general public. Most 2002 coins were struck to a consistent standard, and no major varieties have been reported that would significantly raise their value. From a design continuity standpoint, the 2002 20 pence coin belongs to the long-running pre-2008 series that was later redesigned as part of the Royal Mint's coinage overhaul in 2008, which introduced a new reverse by Matthew Dent, featuring a section of the Royal Shield of Arms. Thus, the 2002 coin represents one of the later years of the original Gardner design before the shift to the Shield series. For collectors today, the 2002 20p coin is an accessible piece, important mainly for its place in a complete date run of decimal 20 pence coins. It is a coin that many people still have in their change, and while its face value remains modest, its historical and numismatic relevance lies in its role as a representative of the everyday circulating coinage of early 21st century Britain under Queen Elizabeth II. For new collectors, it offers an affordable entry point, while for seasoned collectors, it completes the timeline leading up to the significant changes in 2008. In conclusion, the 2002 United Kingdom 20 pence coin is a durable, widely circulated, and historically contextual piece of modern British currency. It reflects the continuity of a denomination first issued in 1982, features the rank broadly portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, carries the traditional Crown Tudor rose reverse, and forms part of a long chapter of stable British coinage before later redesigns and commemoratives began to change the aesthetic landscape of UK coins. While it does not command high market prices, its importance lies in its ubiquity, its link to a significant year in the monarch's reign, and its enduring role in daily commerce across the United Kingdom.